Humans invented the rainbow. Ask yourself, what color are raindrops? Our brains are normally wired to generate the effect of color out of random electromagnetic signals. All I needed to do, I realized, was reverse engineer the human brain. How hard could it be? And then Tom O'Brien knocked on my door with a pink whistle in his hand. At the time, I was living in a farmhouse in Kent in the south of England. It was one evening early in 2013, around 8 o'clock. Tom is only a few years younger than me, and now he has grown a beard and spiky hair and looks like a proper grown-up. But back then he still looked like a fresh-faced boy to me, a particularly geeky kid. Call him a technologist and an engineer, or mad inventor, if you will, who had been spending too much time locked away in his bedroom doing his homework, glued to his computer, or running weird experiments. Whatever he had been up to, young Frankenstein had driven a couple of 100 miles south from Nottingham to come and tell me about it. "Hey, Em, I brought you something," he said, handing me the whistle. He liked to call me M because it made him feel like James Bond, or more likely Q, his techie sidekick. We went into the kitchen so I could have a proper look at it in the light. "It's a whistle," I said. "Pink." "Translucent electric magenta," he said. "Pink," I said. "With extra glitter. See the metallic particles?" I poured us both a glass of wine, but I put down my glass and picked up the whistle and put it to my lips and blew. I was expecting a short, sharp note, like the sound of a football referee signaling the start of a game, but it was more like a mini siren. It had a paddle inside it with slats like a watermill that kept the sound rolling. "It works all right," I said, "but I can feel the surface is a bit rough. It needs smoothing down." "You made this, didn't you? Did you make it using a 3D printer?" He grinned. "I'm going to do a recorder next," he said. "Then the full orchestra." Back then, personal 3D printers barely existed in the wider world. They were experimental. In a way, you could say that nearly all manufacturing machines are making something in 3D if it's not a 2D drawing. But the quintessential 3D printer, conjuring up something or anything out of superimposed layers of a malleable substance, according to what instructions you fed in, was typically huge, the size of a mainframe computer. You could produce actual three-dimensional objects out of a printer, but only if you had a factory or an industrial design facility. DIY fanatic that he is, Tom had built the 3D printer himself in his garage in a couple of weeks over Christmas, filching the software from open source materials. "You built your own 3D printer? Why didn't you tell me?" I said. "All you need is a good nozzle," he said modestly, "and a few bits and bobs." Demonstrably, Tom's invention worked. It was a Frankenstein's monster that could produce new objects. When Tom hit me with the pink, "Okay, translucent electric magenta whistle," I had a bundle of other ideas going around in my head. We had already worked on a number of different projects together, and we were supposed to be talking about a recruitment website and video interviewing. But probably because of my experience in producing and scripting and platforming films, I had also been thinking about different techniques for defining and generating full color. But until that point, I had been looking for answers in the camera. Now I thought I could see the full color spectrum coming out of a nozzle. That was where it all started for me. Don't put it on the screen, make it real. This idea blew all other thoughts out of my head. So I turned the pink whistle around in my hand and considered the possibilities. "Can you do full color?" "No," he said. "This was simply the color of the original filament I fed into the printer to produce the desired object at the other end." He took off his backpack and reached in and came up with 2 reels of filament of different colors. They looked like spaghetti. "I can do you blue, and I can do you yellow."